Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In my last video we learned about basic formatting tags which can be used in HTML. Okay. Now see, I told you that whenever you want to develop a website, it should be the combination of HTML tags and some CSS properties. Okay. Now before going ahead with my further videos, I would like to give you a small introduction that what is CSS all about and what is the purpose and what type of CSS property you can implement. Why so? Because my further videos I would like to give examples of HTML and CSS altogether. Okay, that's why it's important to give an introduction to CSS first. Okay, let's start with the introduction. Now you can see I just opened an editor, Notepad, that is a by default editor, and here you can see I would like that what is CSS? CSS is called cascading style sheets. Okay, this is the full form. Okay, now see, this can be used to beautify a web page. As I told you that website should be the combination of HTML tags and CSS properties. In CSS you don't have any tags. Okay, it doesn't have any tags, but it has some properties to change the color, properties to make the animation and all that. There are so many properties to use. Okay, so it means we are using the CSS, that is cascading style sheets, and the version we are using is 3.0. okay, that is version 3.0. the previous version was 2.0 and the new version is 3.0. In this you can make animations and some multiple gradient properties, okay, which was not available in the previous version, that was 2.0. okay. Now as I said, CSS can be used to beautify a web page. Beautify means to arrange the elements of the web page, to make it colorful, to arrange the elements, to arrange the images, to arrange the backgrounds, for the animation properties, to make the shadows and all that. Okay, just you have to learn the properties. Now in CSS, as you know what is cascading style sheets, it can be implemented in 3 ways in HTML. Okay, three types of CSS we have. Means we can implement CSS property in 3 ways. One is your internal CSS, okay, and second you can say your external CSS, and the third one you can say is inline CSS. These are 3 type of CSS you can implement in our web page, in our HTML: internal CSS, external CSS and inline CSS. Okay, now you can see what is, I'm going to give you example of all 3 CSS over here. Okay, now you can see internal, external and inline CSS we have. Now to use these properties, to use the property of CSS, okay, to use the properties of CSS, we have selectors. Okay, we have selectors. How many type of? We have 3 type of selectors. Now what these 3 types are? One is, you can say, is a tag selector. Second you can say is class selector, and the third you can say is ID selector. Okay, these 3 type of selectors we will use while implementing the properties of CSS: tag selector, class selector and ID selector. Okay, now starting with the practical stuff of this CSS, I just minimize this. Okay, and you all know I am using this particular editor, Sublime Text. Okay, and I told you whenever you want to make changes, just save the file first. Just save it in my particular folder, that is H drive, HTML files, and I just say intro to CSS, and extension is your .html. This will be the extension. Okay, save it. Now you all know how to give the basic structure. Give angle bracket and press enter. You can see the basic structure will be there. I say CSS, that is called cascading style sheets. Okay, cascading style sheets. This is my topic now. Now you can see first of all I told you that it's of 3 types: internal, external and inline. So first of all I am going to give you the example of inline CSS. Okay, I am going to give you the example of inline CSS, how you can implement the properties of CSS while using inline CSS. See, you all know we have a heading tag. Let me I just write it over here also. I just put it here, copy and paste it. Okay, just close H1 tag and save it. When you save it, now see the output. Okay, onto my that particular folder, this one, and just double click on this particular file to see the output. Now this is the output. Now this is the output, and this is our code, and this is our code. Changes, made the changes and just refresh it. Okay, now what I want is, I want to change the color of this text. Okay, I want to change the font style, I want to change the color, I want to change alignment, I want to make it underline, okay, and all that. For that purpose, you will use the properties of CSS. So if I use, as within the H1 tag, just give a space, give a style attribute, you can say property. Style indicates what? What I said, style indicates what? That whenever you want to give style, it means that I am going to implement the properties of CSS, and this type of property is called your inline CSS. Okay, now what are the properties? Color. Color is a CSS property which can be used to change the text color, colon, and name the color which I want to give. Save it and refresh the page. Now you can see. Okay, now this is called your inline CSS, means where you implement the CSS properties with the tag with the help of style. Okay, style indicates that whatever property you want to give, that will be the property of CSS. Okay, again see, H1 is a tag, style indicates that we are going to use inline CSS, the property of CSS, and color is a CSS property to change the text color, and this is the value. This is the way how you can implement the CSS property. Okay, now if I want to implement some more property, give semicolon, okay, and I want to put it at the center, give text alignment, and the value is center. See, this is value, sorry, this is your attribute, or you can say property, this is value, this is property, this is value, and at the end, if I want to give one property, put semicolon and give some more property. I put that all properties within the double quotes. Okay, if I say save it and refresh it, you can see the output. Okay, I just make it a comment that this is a comment in HTML. I told you that which will not render in your browser. Okay, example of inline CSS. This is the example of inline CSS. Okay, now I would like that I would like to tell you the properties, how to implement your internal CSS. For that purpose, I just make a new file. Okay, save it first. I say internal CSS, and the extension is .html, and save that in my folder, that is HTML files. Okay, and give your HTML structure. I just give title, that is your internal CSS. Okay, now here example, I would like to do this. I just give the heading tag, and within the heading tag, I just put this particular text as it is. I just place it like this. Okay, now you can see I would like to change the properties of this particular text while using the internal CSS. See, whenever you want to use internal CSS always comes in between the head tag. Okay, before closing the head tag, you will give the properties of CSS as an internal CSS. See, for that purpose, what you have to write? Give the style tag. Style type is equal to text/CSS, and close the style tag. Means whatever properties you will write within this particular style tag will become your internal CSS. Why we say it internal CSS? Because HTML tags and CSS properties lies within the same file, that is called your internal CSS. And how to give your internal CSS properties? See, I told you here that we have some selectors here. Yeah, this one. 3 types of selectors we have: tag, class, and ID. And we know that H1 is a tag, and I want to give the property of this particular H1 tag. Then what I have to do? I have to give the reference of that particular tag over here within the style tag H1. Now H1 is a tag, and we are implementing this in CSS, that it will called tag selector. This is called a tag selector. Okay, means whenever you want to implement the properties of any tag, give the reference of that tag, and that tag is known as a tag selector. Okay, now within the curly braces, whatever CSS property you want to set that properties. Properties will remain same. Okay, like this color, column, I say let it be yellow, let it be blue. Okay, semicolon, I say text, alignment, I say center. Okay, these are the properties. How as many as properties you can give. Save it. At the end, giving if you want to, if you don't want to put any more property, no need to give any semicolon. It doesn't make any difference. Okay, save it, and just while clicking right click, open the browser, or you can go to that particular folder and just double click on the file which you want to see the output. Okay, now you can see the output. This is the output. Okay, and this is the code. This is a way how you can implement the internal CSS. Now see, if I put one more tag, h2 tag, close the h2 tag, and within the h2 tag I would like that hello world. Okay, this is the text I want to give, and just save it. Now you can see it's just an ordinary text. This is the HTML output. For the CSS output, what I want to make it colorful, I want to beautify it. So what I would like to do, I would like to give some properties to this tag. So it's a tag. So within the style tag, give the reference of that tag h2 for which you want to give the properties. Now you can see I want to give the property to h2 tag. So h2 is a tag. That's why in CSS we can say it's a tag selector. Okay. Now within the curly braces, it's color, I say red. Okay. Text, alignment, I say right. Now you can see h1 will display with these properties, and h2 text will display with these properties. See the output. You can see. Now this kind of implementation of CSS is called your internal CSS, and this is called your tag selector. Okay, so here I give the reference, I give the comment like this. This is called internal CSS reference. Okay, this is internal CSS. How do you implement the internal CSS? Like this. Now third kind of CSS you know is that is called your external CSS. I told you about internal, I told you about inline. Now it's your internal. Now it's about external CSS. Okay, create a new file, save it. External CSS .html should be the extension. Okay, and give the HTML structure, give the title, external CSS. Now see how you will give the reference to the external CSS. I just copy and paste this text over here. Okay, and give a comment that we are using external CSS. Okay, that is your external CSS. Now see, why would say it external? External means whenever you want to implement the properties to the HTML tags, the properties should be within the different file. It means in this case we have to make two different files. One is the file of HTML and second is the file of CSS properties. Both file will remain separate, and we will link these two files all together to form a single output. That is called external CSS. Okay, you can see in this particular inline CSS I put the properties over here with the help of style. In case of internal, I put the properties within the style tag. Okay, before closing the head tag, this is internal. What in case of external, we have to make a different file. So I would like a new file, create a new file, save it first. I say give it a name style. A .css should be its extension, or you can pick it from here. That is your CSS. Okay, and every CSS file must be saved with this particular extension only, .css. Name it can be any. Okay, save. Now you can see this is your HTML file, this is your CSS file. Now in this particular CSS, what I have to write? You don't need to write any HTML tag. Only and only you have to write the CSS properties. Now what I want to change the property of h1 and h2. Here, without giving any tag, just give the reference of that tag and just define the properties. Like I say color, let it be blue. Okay, and for the h2 I say color. Okay, color, let it be magenta. Okay, this is the color which I want. Now you can see this is HTML, and in this HTML we have two tags in the body tag h1 and h2, and I just give the properties in this particular CSS file as a tag selector. As I told you, h1 and h2 is a tag, it's called a tag selector. This is the property, this is the value. Now how you can link them? As I told you, while making external CSS you have to make two files. This is first one, this is second one, and you have to link these two files all together. To link this CSS with this HTML, what you have to do? Before closing the head tag, okay, before closing the head tag, just give a tag link, link relation, okay. Link relation is equal to style sheet, type is equal to text/CSS, and href, that is hyperreference. Hyperreference is the property which can be used to give the reference to a file which I want to link externally, and give the name the file over here, style.css. okay. This is the name of the file which I just made, that is CSS. So it means whenever you will you see the output of this particular file, okay, these tags will display within the body, and its properties it will pick from this particular file externally. That is why it's called external CSS. Okay, just try to see the output. I just right click over here and just try to see it open in any browser. You can see the output in your Chrome. See, this is the output, this is the title, this is your h1 tag, this is h2 tag, and the properties it is coming from here. Okay, want to give one more properties, put semicolon, I say text alignment, I say center. Properties will remain same always. See the output. Okay, it all depends on your requirement or your web page requirement, whether you want to use your inline CSS or internal CSS or external CSS. What I would like to tell you that whenever you want to make a website, okay, listen, whenever you want to make a website, prefer external CSS always. Why so? Because if you know, website is a combination of multiple web pages that makes a website. Single page, a website can be of 5 pages also, 10 web pages also, 20 web pages also. It depends on that what type of material, what type of content you are placing on your web page, on your website. Okay, so it means I told you that whenever you want to make a website that is a combination of multiple web pages, always prefer external CSS. Why so? See, if I have a website of 20 web pages, what I want, I have a website of 20 web pages, and I want to maintain a single CSS properties, single CSS file for all the 20 web pages. That means you have to make this external CSS file. Just make a single file, and whatever property you want to define as per the requirement, define all the properties over here, define all the properties here as per the requirement. Okay, now in all the 20 pages, just link this particular CSS file with the help of this tag before closing the head tag, that is link relation is equal to style sheet, type is equal to text/CSS, and href meaning hyperreference, that is style.css. What is the advantage? Advantage is that means we have linked this CSS file with 20 web pages. Suppose in 20 web pages we have a common heading. Okay, we have a common heading, and I want to change the color of that particular heading on all the pages. What you will do? Just change the CSS property over here. Okay, just change the CSS property over here and save the file, and you can see after saving the CSS file, and this CSS file is linked with every 20 pages, then it changes will reflect on every web page. Okay, this is the main advantage of using external CSS. If you do this with internal CSS, what do you have to do? If you do this with internal web page, CSS, you have 20 pages, and in 20 web pages we have 20 CSS style tag. Then you have to change the property individually. It will make messy. Okay, it will take you time. It means always use external CSS while making a web page, or you can say website. Okay, so this is all about your introduction to CSS, and what type of and what category we have, that is your internal, external, and inline CSS, and these are the example I have just given you. And I told you about tag selector. In my later videos I will explain what is all about class selectors and your ID selector. Okay, hope you like this video. If you like this video, please go to YouTube and like this video, and subscribe my channel by pressing the subscribe button and pressing your bell icon. Okay, thank you.